Okay, we are going to look at scientific notation. So the combined volume of all the tanks. So when we are talking about combined, we're thinking about they are adding these tanks together. So you imagine you have all these different aquarium tanks and we are adding them together. Maybe you have a round one, maybe you have a rectangular one, and all of that currently adds up to 1.25 times 10 to the 6 gallons. So I'm going to change that to a standard number, to standard form. Remember scientific notation, you move it 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we will have 125 and 4 zeros. Okay, I'm doing that because I can look ahead and see the aquarium is planning to add a new dolphin tank. So let's make our new dolphin tank. They're going to add that. So here's our new dolphin tank, and it has a volume of 250,000 gallons. So that's already in standard form. So now the total volume of all the tanks after it's installed is what it was before, 1,250,000 plus the new dolphin tank at 2.5 million, and now you want to add them together. So I'm adding them together. I find it easier to add it this way. You could also change things to scientific notation and do it the other way. You do notice the answer needs to be in scientific notation. For me, it's quick to bounce back. 3, 4, 5, 6. So I end up with 3.75 times 10 to the 6th. That would be choice D. Keep in mind, scientific notation always needs to have this first number between 1 and 10. That is there. And this number is above, it's a positive number if it's a big number, and it's negative if it's a tiny number like a red blood cell. Okay, let's look at our next one. Kevin moved from a city to a small town. The population of the city is 6, so I'll say city is 6 times 10 to the 5th. And it's about 15 times as big as the small town. So the city is 15 times as big as the small town. So basically we're saying how many, like imagine your city, here's your big city, all these different people live in your city, here's your little tiny small town. How many times will I need to multiply that small town to get to the city? We're saying we'd have to multiply that small town 15 times. So in order to find our small town, we're going to need to divide the city by 15. So I'll take 6 times 10 to the 5th and I'll divide it by 15. Well, it's just as easy to turn this into a big number to standard form. So I'll say 6 times 10 to the 5th is really like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'd have 6 and 5 zeros. And I would divide that by 15. So you've got your divided by 15, and I end up with, and I look and I say, oh, I've got to put it back in scientific notation. I have it in standard form at 40,000, but I would move it over 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have 4.0 times 10 to the 4th. So here is our answer. Okay, the next one. This one, no word problem. They give it to you and you just have to think back to PEMDAS. So PEMDAS, you're going to read from left to right. Your multiplication or division comes first. So first we're going to do this division. Couple of things to remember. You divide your coefficients and you subtract your exponents. So 4.8 divided by 1.2, you just do that straight up division and you end up with 4. You subtract your exponents, so 4 times 10 to the 4th times 2.2 times 10 to the negative 6. So with this one, you multiply your coefficients, so 4 times 2.2 gives you 8.8, and you follow your rules of exponents, which says you add them when you're multiplying and you have the same base. So this is times 10 to the negative 2. But if you look, you notice, oh, that's not there for me. I need to change it to regular standard form. So negative 2 means it's tiny. You're going to move to the left 2. So you have 0.088. So that would be choice B. And that sums up our scientific notation practice.